Not your phone. Go ahead.
And I tried to call in also on the phone, and it said that the meeting hadn't started. So I'm here.
We're all good.
Okay, I guess we could probably get started. We do have a quorum. We have a brief, we only have one application today, and it's really a signage application. We also wanted to conduct a meeting because I know that we forwarded some materials over about some things happening with Bicentennial Hall. So we'll obviously take the application first, and then we'll discuss the issues having to do with Bicentennial Hall. So to begin with, this is the regular meeting, December 2020, the last meeting of 2020 of the Preservation Commission of Fairhaven. In accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, public meetings may be held in person or by means of communication equipment to include streaming services and other online meeting platforms. That's pursuant to NJSA 10:4-8B. Due to the COVID-19 situation, the Borough of Fairhaven's municipal facilities are closed to the public. This meeting is being presented through the Zoom meeting platform and being broadcast from Borough Hall, 748 River Road, Fairhaven, New Jersey. Public participation for the Historic Preservation Commission meeting of December 29th, 2020 is available by call-in phone number through the web conference Zoom. Members of the public will be on mute until the portion for public questions and comments, which will be announced. At the time the public has the opportunity to question and make comments by phone or through Zoom, they can do so by the raise hand button and will be called upon at the appropriate time. Notice of this meeting was included in a schedule of meetings sent to the Asbury Park Press, the Two River Times, the Hub, and the Star Ledger on January 30th, 2020, posted on the Borough website, the bulletin board in the municipal building, and has remained continuously posted as required under the statute. So the next thing we have is roll call. Stevie Thompson, our recording secretary, is not here, but that's not such a problem because we are recording this meeting, so we can always access it, or if any other members for some reason needed to listen to what was happening here, they could always access it, or members of the public can access it since it is an open public meeting. By way of roll call, I'll go down the list of members. Arthur M. Pavluk, here. Patricia Drummond.
Here.
Jay Anderson.
Here.
Stevie Thompson, he's not here. Hillary Mullen.
Here.
Joseph Schluter, not here. Luba Caruso, not here. Michelle Mandiat, not here. And again, we have the applicant is, I have it as Sarah Brady, although we know from all the correspondence and the documents that we've been provided, Tara DeAngelis is on the Zoom call with us. What we're talking about with respect to this application was filed on 12/15/20. It's 772 River Road, and it is the Salt furniture and designer store, if you will, located at that location. And the application, specifically as addressed in their application, is adding brass lettering for signage at the exterior of the building, adding a brass monogrammed logo on the exterior. The logo will measure 24 inches wide by 23.5 inches high. The lettering for the sign will measure between 5 inches high and 11 inches high. Quote, "Shop by Salt," close quote, will be spelled out on the front and the sides of the building. So with that being said, Tara, we see you on the Zoom call. We'll hear you.
Yeah, so we rebranded our store just recently over in August, over the summer. And we have currently just painted signage that currently says Salt Design Co. And we are looking to switch it to Shop by Salt. It'll be on the front of the building and the side where our current lettering is now. That'll be painted over. The brass lettering will go over that. And then we also have our old monogram logo on the building that will be painted over, and the brass lettering will go over that.
Okay, and you supplied, and we supplied to the rest of the commission different photos of what is proposed. One question I did have is the first photo that I have, it looks like a doorway. It's probably on the east side of the building, and it has your logo. and it's kind of a blocked out or blacked out door. What's there now as far as that door is concerned?
That's just a mock-up. It's not a doorway there. That's just like the flat exterior of the building. It's just paint right now with our old monogram logo painted. So it's not actually a doorway.
Hey, Art, could you share your screen?
No, for some reason I went off. I can't have, I don't have any images. I'm just looking at,
Okay.
kind of went blank. Try this. You just jumped on. There we go. I don't. All the stuff was sent, JD. Did you get copies of it?
I did.
Okay, so you saw it, so you don't need me to show it to you.
Oh no, I just thought it would be helpful for the conversation.
All right, so basically what we're looking at is just in terms of the signage that's there now. It's very similar to what's there now. You just, as you indicated, you're rebranding it. So you're calling the place now Shop by Salt, or at least it says that at the facade, and you're putting the new logo on that panel as you indicated in the one photo. Anything else that's different, sort of in character than what's there now?
The signage right now is just currently painted. So these will actually be 3-dimensional letters. Like I indicated the sizing, but they probably will be maybe half an inch off the building. So it'll just be a little bit more prominent.
What are they? Are they actual brass?
It's acrylic. It's brushed brass on acrylic. Okay. And the actual lettering measures, I believe it'll be, the acrylic I believe is a 1/4 inch, and the brass is maybe 1/8 of an inch. Mm-hmm. So not very thick.
And obviously you've gone to the town in terms of the size of the signage, and they've approved everything subject to our approval.
We had only spoken to
would have been probably Nick.
Sorry?
Nick, perhaps?
I spoke to Jennifer Johnson.
Okay.
So I believe, we spoke to the appropriate people.
All right. Anybody else have any questions or thoughts or comments?
Do I have to press a button to talk? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear
Oh,
you.
I don't have to press a button?
No.
Sorry. All right. I did see the email that you sent out, but will that logo be in 2 different places? How many logos will you be showing?
So we have on the side of the building that faces River Road on the front, we're going to have a monogram logo, which is like stylized monogram. And that measures 24 by 23.5. And then up at the top, it'll just have Shop by Salt spelled out. And then that will be also on the side. So it's just a linear, the name of the shop.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You said what's there now, it's not painted. Is it a decal or is it painted on?
It's painted on. It's just white paint over the, color that's there.
These letters will obviously give more depth other than just the flat painting. That I assume is one of the ideas. So.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have any thoughts?
I was going to say that as far as the footage and the inches, we really don't have anything to do with that, right? Nick Porachinski would be, so if we give our okay, then it goes back to him, and then he checks to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that also, it's pretty similar to what's there. Is there anything different about the size than what's there now? Like, for example, is there a logo on that panel, and is there the size of the print? Is it pretty similar to what's there now?
Yes. Yeah.
But it just says salt on it now, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's just our old logo, and then the up top just says Salt Design Co. We kind of separated our design studio from the retail store. Just as far as the names.
Anybody else have any thoughts, comments?
No, I think everything they've done with the store is very tasteful and works nicely into the historic district. So I think this will further, kind of enhance that building and, as you say, clarify the types of things services and goods that they have. So
I agree. Anybody from the audience? I don't know whether you want to open that up, Betty Ann, or whether Susan has any comments.
She hasn't raised her hand.
Okay.
I can.
I'll throw it out then if anybody in the audience. Susan, I don't know whether you have any thoughts or comments.
It looks like Susan may be muted.
She would raise her hand, and that's how we would know that.
Right. Oh, go ahead.
Here she
goes. She's unmuted.
I have no comments.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So based on everybody's thoughts, comments, and Susan, I'm satisfied. When I saw the photos initially, I thought it was very, very tasteful. I thought it was nice. I completely echo everything that Jay had to say. So I will make the application that we approve the change of signage and configuration of the logo as imaged in the application. And that's it. So I don't know whether we have, I'll go through the roll with who's here. Pat Drummond.
Yes. Do we need a second?
Yeah.
I second that.
Okay.
Okay. So Pat, yes. Jay?
Yes.
And Hillary?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. You're approved. I will put something together. Let me just make sure. I'll send it to the same email. I would hope to get it done by tomorrow, but if not, certainly by Thursday. And I'll shoot you an email. I'll shoot you a copy of the approval, and it'll just be, a little bit based on what you talked about and what the basis of our approval is.
Tara, what is your position there? Are you the manager, or?
I work in the design studio and I'm the office manager.
Okay, thank you.
I work very closely with everyone in the retail store as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you've been tasked, obviously, by the owner to make this application.
Yes.
Okay, very good. All good. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. Congrats.
Thanks, Tara.
Happy New Year. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so I don't know whether anybody has anything else, but the other reason why we wanted to certainly convene this meeting was because I got an email a while back, and I sent the materials that I got from the mayor, from Ben Lucarelli, about the town wishing to sort of enhance the usage of Bicentennial Hall. So I know they want, the idea, and it's just come up, I think, in their workshop sessions. Susan, who I know attends all of these things, probably is in a better position to tell us about it if she has information and can provide to us. But from what I understand from speaking with Ben is there is that sort of a field to the right of the existing structure. The desire is to make that into an approximately 10-car parking lot. And to, you can see from the materials I spent a significant amount of money over the next couple of years to make the place appropriate for sort of enhancing the use and using it on a regular basis by the borough. Obviously, the Bicentennial Hall, Fisk Chapel, has a long-standing, not so much with the Preservation Commission, but with the Historic Association, who was responsible for obtaining grants and donating, how much was it, Pat? You know better than I, $90,000 to get that maintained, or else that structure would have never.
No. The Historic Commission raised close to $500,000, which all went into the building.
The association.
The association. No, the commission had nothing to do with it because the commission can't raise money, like the planning board can't raise money. So that's why I started the Historic Association, specifically to raise money for that building. Right. So I'm very concerned. I know it needs to be used, but I'm just very concerned about how much, because I heard the number $400,000 thrown out, that's what they were going to spend on it. We already spent $500,000. We had a structural engineer come in we had a historical, architectural historian come in. I forget her name, Margaret White. I forget her name, but she was a New Jersey historical architect. anyway, so she oversaw that whole thing. And before that, the ramp, the ADA ramp was built. And I heard some people say, oh, well, that's got to go. I don't understand that. That's a perfectly good ramp. Probably one person has ever used it in the last 15 years. So I'm just concerned about what's going to actually happen, because all we know now is the parking lot.
Right.
And then I heard someone say, well, we need ADA bathroom. We have an ADA bathroom. It was specifically built for the ADA specifications.
Well, the only thing I can think of though, Pat, and I don't know any of the details and I haven't spoken with anybody about it, but obviously the fundraising efforts, I want to say we're in the mid to late 90s, and probably the early 2000s is when it maybe
actually mid like 20. We probably haven't had a garden party in like 7 or 8 years now.
Yeah,
but we were raising money since 95.
Yeah, but what's ADA compliant, Jay knows better than I, but what's ADA compliant now is probably for the borough to use for an enhanced use such as meetings and so forth. I suspect is probably different than what was.
That's why I want to know I want to know the specifics of it. There's nothing except that there's a picture of a parking lot for 10 cars, but that's not going to cost $400,000. I want to know what they're going to do to the building.
That, when it came up, the idea, they wanted to use it, or the idea that the borough wants to use it more frequently. Someone, obviously raised that the Preservation Commission has to be involved as well. So that's when I received the communication from Mayor Lucarelli, and it was really informal. He talked about it, and he indicated that it's mostly. He didn't talk too much about the ADA compliance issues, more that the money was going to go into. I think he did say there were some structural things that needed to be done again, that making it eligible for usage, because obviously if you're going to have more people than you would just for like for a garden party or whatever.
Well, it's suitable for over 185 people or more. It should be listed. They used to have a listing on the wall. I don't know if I saw it the last time I was there.
Like
but
a fire department.
But the fire department goes by square footage and all.
But I think what they.
But anyway, what my concern is that they are going to do something to the building, because I think I told you, by the front door, I went there. I hadn't been, there was no reason to go over there after it was all finished until you needed something to be done there. So I hadn't gone over in a while, and I went there and there were these big wrought iron railings, and they have, before they do anything physical to the building, they have to come before the historic. We specifically put that in the ordinance, not the Historic Preservation, association. We put it in the hands of the commission because you're an official group, just like the planning board is. And so anyway, nobody ever came before the commission or the Historic Association and said, we want to put railings outside. They did have railings, and you can see them in the pictures. They're wooden railings.
Hey, can they come in front of the board? Would either Ben or a representative of Ben come and discuss it in particular?
Well, that they would have to, if they're according to the ordinance, and that's, they're not really going by the ordinance. If they're supposed to come before the Historic Commission. I mean, this is a big deal. Like the salt thing is a minor little thing, but they have to come. But I don't, for some reason, because this is, I know it's just between us, but it's between everybody. But I had heard that someone said to the mayor, oh, Pat Drummond's not going to be happy. And he said, well, we'll just have to change the ordinance then. I'm very nervous about this attitude, like they don't really care, or some people don't really care about talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
That's my impression, and I'm worried
about it. But again, I don't know that it's gotten that far. And I think that, the money that they're talking about, I don't know whether it's been specifically delineated for certain things, but I think you're right, Jay, that I think from the get-go, as opposed to just getting minutes of meetings or obligating us to go to a council meeting. The ball should get rolling by having somebody, perhaps Mayor Lucarelli or somebody from the council who is in, basically spearheading or motivating this to come before us and give us everything that they've worked out so far and their ideas. And I think that there should be no question about the fact that any changes that are made, obviously things that are structural that can't be seen, if it's necessary and engineers say it's necessary, so be it. But things that'll change the visible structure should obviously be something, if it has to happen or if it's for the better of the overall structure, the building itself, maybe it has to be done, but with our input and with our vote, I think is sort of what needs to happen. And I think everybody's on the board, but I think really what it was whether or not there would be absolute kickback from the commission or from anybody, any particular individual, to anything being done, like enhancing the use by putting in the parking lot or doing anything. And I said to him, I would be surprised by that because the building is underutilized. And I think if the town's going to be utilizing it on a regular basis, it has to provide a safe environment. It's obligated to do so. It's not going to expose itself. And I think that that's probably a way that's going to probably serve to continue the preservation of the structure, to maintain it. So I think it's a good thing. Obviously, I guess it could get overused, but
well, that's what I'm concerned about. And I just think throwing out a number, $400,000, it seems to me that there must have been some discussion about where that money was going to go before they, threw out this number. So I really wish they had come to us. I mean, just discuss it with us.
But it's not too late. Let's see if we can invite them in here. And I'm just right down the line with Art. I think some, a little bit more use of it's going to make it more of a living part. Probably people will be more apt to undertake the upkeep of it because you really do, they did such a beautiful job renovating it. But it's, that was a couple of years ago now, and you want it to stay in its best shape and be a pivotal part of the community. Obviously, you don't want people playing basketball in there or, whatever, soccer in there or what, whatever could happen.
So that's all. I just really think, we need more information about it.
And some sort of set of, limits and guidance and what maybe should happen there so that, there's no misunderstandings and, that everybody's kind of on the same page. I mean, it sounds like there's already some in place already, yeah, I think having them come in, as Art said, have them on record. Do you guys know, we can take a video, right? The Zoom also has a facility to do a video recording, I believe, of this. I don't know it that well to know how to do that, but that may be something we consider in the future, particularly if we continue to do it with other applicants. And we've always wanted to have that record of what they said they were going to do versus what they did. Right. Wouldn't that be, like?
Yeah, no doubt. I see Susan is unmuted.
Her hand up.
She probably has insight for us.
Yeah. Go ahead, Susan.
Yes. As you know, I attend most meetings when I can make it. There's a facilities committee that's ongoing because I don't know whether you're aware or not, but the police station needs to be replaced and the DPW building needs to be replaced. I think where Bicentennial Hall is coming into play is because when they tear down the old police station, they're also tearing down the community center. And as far as I can tell, it looks as though they want to be using Bicentennial Hall as the community center because it's going to be gone once they're building the new police station. Now, as far as the new railings on the front, I know that insurance, when you have a certain number of steps, require railings, and this may be a disability issue where they installed different types of railings. And
well, it wasn't really, Susan, it wasn't really the fact that there was always a railing there, and you do need a railing.
But it might
the design
not
of the
met
railing.
Code. It may not have met current code.
Yeah,
if they're trying to bring it up to current code, they need to renovate the bathroom, which is probably going to be expensive.
No, the bathroom is all brand new, and they even have a sink with nothing underneath it, so somebody with a wheelchair can wheel right up to the sink. I mean, it was considered an ADA bathroom. That's why I want to see what is, what are they going to do? We need to know.
Right. Well, also I would attend the Parks and Recreation meeting. Sometimes Bicentennial Hall gets discussed there because the focus is going to be on turning that into the community center for now. And I don't know, I would go to the next full council meeting. The first one in January is just going to be reorganization and, appointing different committees and commissions, etc. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of discussion about what's going on with facilities. They haven't finalized the police station. They haven't finalized DPW. They can't even figure out where to put the building. Please don't get me going.
Well, you know what? The current community center, that's more or less a gym, isn't it?
It's not utilized as a gym.
Oh, okay.
You know what it was, Jay? It used to be DPW many years ago when I was a kid.
No kidding. Okay.
So that's why the ceilings are so high, and they even have a dropped ceiling in it, and the ceiling's even higher because they put the trucks in there years ago.
And wasn't there basketball boards in there at one point?
Maybe a while ago.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, but see now, I don't think Bicentennial Hall could handle basketball games.
No, and that's definitely not the intent, but certainly for meetings. Although I have to say, when I was in there for, I think the thing that the League of Women Voters had before the election, the acoustics are not good. So
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know whether they need like fabric panels or curtains on the windows, whatever deadens the echo in there. But that's what's going on. There's a whole facilities committee.
I know that they're redoing the police station, and are they getting rid of that activity center? That's not in the plans to rebuild something like that?
Well, there was talk about a separate community center. That's not on the agenda just now. They were going to put it in a part of the ball field. However, the neighbors aren't too happy, so we'll see how that goes. For now, the focus is basically police station and DPW, because there's been so much talk for so many years and nothing's happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, Susan, thank you so much for your input, because we really
come
know
to the
nothing.
meeting. Come to the council meeting the end of January, and there should be some discussion, or at least you can ask questions at the end of the meeting under good of the borough.
Right.
Yeah.
And then,
okay.
I will also I'll shoot an email to Mayor Lucarelli and indicate and say either somebody from the council, or somebody from the facilities committee, as you indicated, Susan. We would like them to come before us and just let us know what the status is, sort of in an official capacity, where it's at right now, and just sort of let them know that our position is we are happy to, obviously, we're not holding the place hostage. We want to see the place being used, but it's got to be done in such a way that at least takes our input into consideration.
Well, I have a feeling that Nick probably doesn't know that Bicentennial Hall falls under the Historic Commission. I think it just needs to be pointed out to him.
Okay. All right, good. Anybody else have any thoughts or comments or anything?
Nope.
I think we are going to be having a meeting in January, because I know that there's a shed I saw that we just got a new application in. So I'm certain that those people will probably be ready by next month. So, but that I think does it for today. So I'll make an application to adjourn for 2020.
Can I just say one more thing? Jay was wondering if I was the vice chair. Did you get my email? I'm not, because you know where I just saw it? On one of the papers that we give everybody, you know, stating what the commission's purpose is and everything. It has Chairman Art Pavluk, Vice Chair Pat Drummond. That must be an old paper. Like I haven't been vice chair in years. You are, Jay.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That paper looked pretty good. I think you may want to reconsider.
I was not voted in as vice chair. Trust me, I would know. You were the last one. Isn't he the vice chair?
I believe so. I was always, when this started being discussed, I'm like, no, I believe Jay was, because I can't make a meeting. I always communicate, like you're the one that usually does it in my absence, and you've done that in the last couple of years.
Exactly. No, we voted. I remember voting for you to be vice chair because I didn't want to do it. So I voted for you. But no, but I think that's just an old copy from years ago. We just have to change the name. I was like, what?
I thought I did something really wrong, you know, like who knows? No. Offended somebody.
Power grab by Jay.
No, because I'm like retiring from everything. And when you asked that question, I was like, oh my God, did I miss a meeting? What's going on? Anyway, so you are the vice chair.
Congratulations.
So there.
All right, guys. Very good.
Okay.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Okay. Yep, you too. Take care.
Well, good luck with the rehab.
See you all.
And Art, I'll make sure that I send you a link to the recording of this.
Okay, great.
Or tell me who you want me to send it to. Okay.
And can I just say thank you to my granddaughter, Abby, who's sitting next to me, because I'm such a dope. You say there she is.
Very interesting meeting.
Yeah. Thank God. Yeah, we did it. The two of us did it. Anyway, all right, guys.
All right, guys, take care. Have a good night and Happy New Year.
Good night. You too.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thank you, Jen.
Hey, kids.
No problem. Let me stop recording.